Welcome everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Bills, and today we're dealing with the 1974 Hoonigan Ford Bronco. Now this has 1,876 horsepower, 1,382 pounds-feet of torque from a 7.1 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine. The car itself now weighs 2,886 pounds. Already came with off-road tyres, all-wheel drive and off-road suspension, but it can now do 0 to 60 in 4.972 seconds. 0 to 107.307 seconds, and going to a top speed of 219 miles an hour. So obviously this has all of the off-road capability required for this series, but it obviously is also dealing with a hell of a lot more power than it had originally. It had 435 horsepower stock, and even then it's also based on a car that had even less horsepower than that. So yeah, this might well be a tricky car to drive. We've seen other powerful cars that are meant for going off-road suffer greatly from having so much power. And I figured let's give it a go with this car, just because, you know, it's not the lightest of vehicles, and it's got even more off-road capability than most cars as well, so maybe it'll be able to deal with the power and the off-road elements at the same time, who knows. Yeah, nearly 2,000 horsepower is, yeah, a hell of a lot to be putting through an SUV, that's for sure. Even one as highly modified as this. Because yeah, suspension was lifted on this, and massive off-road tyres that were added on, which have been able to be widened even more. But yeah, since we're already off-road tyres, couldn't swap any new ones on top. Suspension could not also be upgraded any further either. But we could give it new anti-roll bars and better brakes, which could come in handy, definitely the brakes in particular. Feeling everything okay so far. I'm surprised how well it's dealing with the power, to be honest. I was expecting this to be all over the place in terms of controllability. Even though we got a little bit sideways there. Far better control than I ever expected a rather sizable vehicle like this, that it has as much power as it does. I'm expecting this to be far more unwieldy. 175 across the finish line there, and a time of 2 minutes 5.514 seconds, making this the 8th fastest vehicle we've had on this series so far, and I am incredibly impressed. I think that's the most powerful car that we've had in the top 10, to be honest. I'd have to check that and pin a comment underneath this video to make sure, but it's managed to beat a Toyota Land Cruiser Arctic Trucks AT37, a Chevrolet Camaro Z28, a Peugeot 205 Rally, Porsche 968 Turbo S, Ford GT40 Mark 1, Ferrari Portofino, Holden VL Commodore, a Toyota Hilux Arctic Trucks 1838, the Porsche 718 RS60 and the Zenvo TSR-S. It's only just over half a second behind the Honda Civic RS, which, considering that wasn't meant for going off-road, was a really rather quick car, but it was also extremely light, extremely small and nimble, and yeah, reasonably quick as well as the Bugatti Divo, ATS GT, McLaren F1 GT, Koenigsegg CC GT, TVR Cerberus B12, and the long-held number one car, the Porsche 911 GT1 Strassen version. So yeah, it's obviously not the quickest that we've had, but given the huge amount of horsepower that it's got, the fact it's got more than 1,400 extra horsepower over what it had originally, while still being a high-riding, you know, high centre of gravity SUV that is hardly a modern car, even with its modded upgrades over the standard Ford Bronco, is yeah, massively impressive that it's able to handle all that power, while obviously being able to handle the off-road elements and the jumps and bumps. So yeah, massively surprised by that, to be honest, and yeah, it might mean that we try out some more Hoonigan vehicles in the future just to see what they can do. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.